Hello, everybody. Hello, Hello, everybody, and welcome to the latest episode of the SMAC Talk podcast. Yes, as you can see, there's no one else here today. It's just me. I've decided to bring back the solo podcast because I have some things to say. No, not really. I don't know. I just think it'd be nice to do a solo podcast, throw it in there every now and again. Because what I have found so far is it's very, very difficult to get guests every week. Yes. During the lockdown, it was brilliant. It was fantastic. It was great to get people on and Zoom people and chat to people and all this here stuff. But since people's lives have got back together and organised again, it's sort of working out slightly different. But yeah, anyway, we'll not complain about that too much. We're here at the solo podcast. Before we get started, as I like to do normally, we'll give a shout out to the sponsors. Right, glad we got that out of the way. As always, guys, we haven't been sponsored for any of these podcast episodes. I think this is episode number 50. So yeah, we're 50 episodes in, no sponsors. I really thought by this stage now we would have, been competing with the likes of Joe Rogan, just to name one person off the top of my head, some of them big podcasts. But look, we're here. We're still grinding away. What's coming up this year, guys? It's the start of 2022. I'd love to say I have big plans, of big aspirations for the year, but to put it quite simply, I don't. I think for some reason it's become really uncool to have New Year's resolutions, which I don't know. I just didn't set any this year. I remember last year I actually set New Year's resolutions of not in any takeaway for the whole of January, which somehow I managed to get through. But come February, I may as well have just, I basically had twice the whatever I missed out on. I basically just doubled up on in February. So that was kind of pointless. But yeah, for some reason it's become really uncool to have New Year's resolutions. Like, all these people are shitting on them, being like, you shouldn't have resolutions. Every day should be the start of a new day for you, and you should always have goals. And it's like, just shut up. Let people do whatever they want. If they want to set New Year's resolutions and not eat Chinese or go for a run every day or do whatever the hell they want to do, leave them alone. Let them do what they want to do, okay? I'm sick and tired of being online and seeing people saying you should do this and you should do that. Just do what makes you happy. Alright? And if it's sitting down eating takeaways every single day of the week, every single day of the month, go for it. Right? That's my pledge to you now. If you enjoy listening to this podcast every day, go for it. Go do it. I don't care. As long as it doesn't impact anybody else, I don't really care. But anyway, what a somber note to start the podcast on. There's a reason I don't do these on my own, because there's no one else here. I don't have to act all chirpy, happy. I can be real. But yeah, look, the podcast is back. I know, Jesus, what a year last year was. Moved into a new house, started stand-up comedy, the world opened up again, everything was going, podcasts get left to one side. It was bound to happen, alright? But yeah, I'm going to try and make a good run at it this year. That's why I'm doing these solo podcasts. I'll probably include these every couple of weeks. People have sent me in questions as well, which I will answer. Definitely will answer those, because there's actually some good questions in there. Sometimes they're shite, but this week they're actually good. I'm not as chirpy as some people think I am. But yeah, stuff that's come up for me in the future is I'm now going to be going into my last 12 weeks of uni. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm a business studies student out in the Ulster University of Jordanstown. Shout out there. And yeah, it's going to be my final 12 weeks of final year. Now, I know what people are thinking, Sean, it's final year. Should you really be mixing all this stuff in? The answer is no. I shouldn't be. However, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to sound like a dick, but I think some people just get a bit worked up about university and stuff like that. Like, we had two assignments, really two assignments this semester, and 2 exams. That was it. So some people freaked out, some people panicked. I just typically go, look, start this about 3 weeks early, do 100 words every day, and then we'll have 3,000 words done in no time. So I don't know, some people freak out, some people don't. I'm one of the people, if it was any more laid back when I came to university, I would literally be lying on the ground. So I don't know, 12 weeks of uni to go. I want to get a good grade in it, I want to do well in it, but we'll keep going like we'll see. It is important, it is very important to do well in it, but for some reason I just don't get the mental breakdowns that other people seem to get. Like, you see people screeching, like just injecting tins of Monster into their arms when it comes to university work, and I'll just be sitting there like, we'll get it done, like, don't be worrying, like, we'll get it done, like. But yeah, last 12 weeks of uni, hopefully get over the line, and like literally just want to get over the line and it, get my 2-1, get the hell out of there. People are all starting to talk about, these graduate jobs and stuff as well that people are looking to do, and I've started looking. I need to still finish my CV, and I haven't really got that far yet, but People are playing for graduate jobs. Some people have them, some people don't, aka me. And I was looking at graduate jobs the other day, and let me just say this: there's probably a lot of people in my position right now that have been like going through graduate jobs or applying through or trying to get into the place of where they want to work. And graduate jobs that I have found, like, why don't you put this, or just jobs in general? Why don't you put the salary? Why don't you put the salary in the job description? Like, don't come at me saying it's competitive salary. If it's that competitive, tell me what it is. Like, don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. I have to fill in all this process, fill in all these forms, apply, go to interviews, and then at the end you just go, right, so how much are you going to pay me? And they goes, well, the starting salary, 18,000. That's like, I'm pretty sure that's like minimum wage. And I've spent, what? I don't even want to think about it. Near the guts of like 30 grand going to university. If you'd be like, you get great experience from it though. Like, I don't want your experience. I want the money. Like, I always find it funny when it comes to interviews and stuff like that. You're sitting there and they're like, so why is it you want to work here? And in the back of your head, you're like, because I'm skint and I need a job. But in your head, in like, you can't say it. You have to be like, I think it's a really great company and I really want to do well here and I love what you're doing and bleh, all this muck. But in the back of your head, just like, I just need a job. Man and dad are going mental. I'm living at home doing nothing 7 days a week. It's time to grow up and get into the big bad world of work. But you can't really say that. And the other thing people say with interviews is like, and this is something I'm good at interviews because I'm good at being fake. I think when it comes to these things, because I know what you can't say. Like, I know fine right you can't go because I want the money. You know how to jazz things up, make it sound nice. But like, people say, I remember seeing interview notes and they're saying, be yourself. Now, I don't know about any of you guys, but if I was to be myself in an interview, dear Lord, I think the interview would end after about 60 seconds. I wouldn't stand a chance. Like, I don't know. Like, I would love to meet the people that are genuinely the way they are when they go to work as they are when they go home. Like, going into work and asking, like, the person in the desk beside you, oh, did you have a lovely weekend? What did you do with the kids? Like, as if I could give 2 bleeps about that. I can't swear on this podcast, my podcast. As if I give 2 bleeps about that, though. Like, I don't care what you did. I'd just rather talk about anything than do a wee bit of work right now. On like a Monday morning, that's the only reason we're having this conversation. I just love the crack more is the honest answer to that. But if any if any graduate jobs are going and you're watching this and you're employers, I can really suck up and do well in between the hours of 9 to 5. Outside of that, I'll just be my usual reckless self. So this is a really terrible effort for me to try and get a graduate job. But yeah, apart from that, the stand-up comedy, been trying to get gigs as much as possible. I've got another podcast coming out next week with Johnny Bow Comedy, brilliant one-liner comedian, best dressed man in all the stand-up comedy game. Get chatting to him about stand-up comedy and things that are coming up, and also keep your eyes peeled for that. In terms of what my goals are for this year, just get as many gigs as possible, keep writing as much shit as possible. Just get out there as much as I can. Try saying no to all gigs. That's why it's good. That's pretty much the only reason I want a graduate job, so I can work the hours of 9 to 5, and then any evening I don't have to go and give up work. Because at the minute, my current job, lifeguarding, like, I could be working to 10:30 some nights, and if I agree that shift like 2 or 3 weeks in advance, it's like, oh god damn it, like I get asked to do something else, man, I'd be like, oh no, I'll have to sit and watch a pool all night. So that would be annoying. So that's pretty much my only real reason why I want to get a graduate job. I'm so lazy, I swear to God. It's not wise. But yeah, I'm in, where am I this week? And this week I am in Derry, back to the Chicken Box Comedy Club. I'll not be getting the train up this time, which, by the way, if you ever get the chance, take the train from Belfast or somewhere further south to Derry. Lovely train ride. Very therapeutic and very relaxing. It would have been more relaxed for me the last time, only I was trying to finish my set while on the train, so it was a matter of hours before I was literally getting on stage and going on Zoom as well. So by the time this episode comes out, though, that'll all have happened, and hopefully I'll be sitting here being like, that went great, that was a fantastic time, really good fun up in Derry, which the last one was, so I've no doubt this one won't be the exact same. It's Chicken Box Comedy. I also do like a Patreon, like a live stream, which is a really cool feature, I think. Like, you can watch it from outside of the room, just on the World Wide Web, if you're interested in that. But yeah, other stuff that's coming up, things that I've been doing. I've been actually getting myself into, believe it or not, NFL. Yes, I know. Before you all come at me and be like, oh, it's shite rugby. Yeah, I know I know it is, and I know they all wear padding and helmets and whatever the hell else. But I've been sort of watching it, sort of on the side. It's like been my little like affair I've been having with the other sports. I like won't watch all the Premier League highlights now, but I'll watch the NFL highlights on YouTube, which is kind of weird considering I'm such a big football fan or have been. But yeah, I've finally decided on time. It's taken me 2 years, and I've just gone all full glory and went for Paddy Mahomes. Because why not? I'm actually not even interested too much in teams, more so players and personalities. And for some reason, I've really taken to Paddy Mahomes. I'm a big fan of what he does. I think he's a gangster quarterback. Now I don't know what the hell I'm talking about when it comes to these things, and I barely understand the rules. But yeah, it's taken me 2 years, and I finally decided Paddy Mahomes is my guy, and whoever he plays for, I will support. So yeah, that's exactly that's exactly what I've done there. You know, the rules are kind of interesting though, because slowly but surely I've been picking it up, and I'm actually, you know what I'm doing here? I'm actually googling Paddy Mahomes, see if I get any facts on him. No, I can't. But yeah, so I'll be supporting Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs for as long as he's there. I'm pretty sure. You can't. Can you do that? Can you just support a player? It's like I just really like him, and it's also a cop because I know they're like really good and one of the favorites for a Super Bowl. So I get I'm glory hunting. The other thing I was considering was Pittsburgh Steelers because they have ties to Newry, believe it or not. Yeah, they have ties to Newry. Their owner, I think, their owner was a guy. I think he's called, was it Eamon Rooney? I think he was from Newry, which is where I'm from. If any of you haven't picked that up, yeah, I don't know what the hell he's been doing. So I was like, I might support them, but they have a quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, and I didn't know he was retiring this season, but he just retired there because they lost in the first round of the playoffs in the wildcard round, and he's leaving. So technically I could support them, but I'm like, nah, I'm Mahomes and the boys. Also, I don't like the colour yellow. But they're playing yellow. I know I'm an idiot. I know I'm an idiot. A complete idiot. But but yeah. It's an interesting game. I don't know what made me like it. See the fact that you can get everything now on YouTube clips and like 12-minute segments. Like even like the Formula 1 I started watching because like it's so short and so easy to watch. And I really appreciate that sort of stuff. And I'm a big YouTuber. For anyone who doesn't know, I recently bought YouTube Premium as well. Deleted Spotify, don't pay for Spotify Premium anymore, and just was like, I'll go all in, pay like £7 or whatever it is for the student YouTube Premium, and it's the best decision I've ever made. No adverts. You can play things over other apps even when you close it down. You can lock your phone, it still plays. So for me, it's an absolute dream. Well, how long have you done here? Because this is going to be a shorter episode than sort of the usual sort of stuff we do. Like we're not going to be doing any hour-long segments here on my own because that's just not reasonable. I have no idea how to time how long I have done here. Sean, you're an absolute idiot. Shout out GarageBand, but not letting me know. But sorry, yeah, clear my throat. Maybe I've done 4 minutes and I don't know. I'll figure that out on my own. Not important right now. Where was I? Yes, we're going to cover some modern events too. Some modern things that have been coming up and some quite silly news. I go to Daily Mirror sometimes and let me just tell you, some of the article headlines on that actually make me lose brain cells. Like one of the titles was woman fuming, like fuming. Whatever journalist came up with this, put in the actual title, fuming, woman fuming, because she couldn't have like a general gender neutral plane ticket. She had to declare as a man or a woman. Like the contents of the article I didn't read, but just the fact that said woman fuming is just peak journalism from Daily Mail. So shout out them guys. Another article found on there that there was a woman ID'd in Tesco for buying a sausage. Now you probably think to yourself, Sean, what the hell's that got to do with anything? And I'll tell you exactly what it has to do with. I have a beef with Tesco and their ID policy. They're absolutely criminally insane when it comes to it. I'm sure other people have experienced it. But not only is this woman been ID'd for like buying a sausage, which, long story short, spoiler alert, it turns out it was just mislabeled, right? And they said whenever it came through, it comes up in the tills like, you must ask this person for ID, so the person did. And then they're like, oh wait, it's a sausage, doesn't matter. But Tesco's ID system is beyond the most frustrating thing ever, because their policy is something like, if you're with somebody, I could have my ID, I'm 24 years old, and if someone is with me that doesn't have ID, even though they're over 18 or like look over 25, whatever, you can't buy alcohol there. It's the most aggravating thing ever. I remember I went there when I was like 21, And my brother must have been like 13. And I remember buying alcohol, and they're like, "Has he got ID?" I was like, "No." What? What do you mean? And they're like, "I was like, it's not for him. He's 13." And they're like, "Well, he has to have ID for you to buy us." I goes, "Well, would you like to enlighten me what form of ID you would like him to produce here? Because he's 13 years old, and under no circumstances will he be drinking alcohol." Now, I appreciate this Tesco's has probably come over from England and it's used to, you know, little scumbags, shall we say. But I was just like, are you actually having a laugh? I think I bought like a half bottle of vodka, so I was like, I'm not even going to be sharing it with the lad. Like, why would I share a half bottle? So many questions. But I was feeling the big man this day, and I was just like, "Can I speak to your manager?" And the manager came over and was just like, just completely useless. Just like, "No, we're not going to serve you because he hasn't got ID." And the frustration that just builds and builds and builds. And you're like, I understand what you're saying. He has no ID, but he's also 13 years of age. So what 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 are we doing here? You know? So I actually think I had food and stuff as well, and I just goes, "Here, look, leave all this here. I'm out of the shop," and just walked out like a big sassy bitch. I was like, what a pack of fucking jokers. So yeah, shout out Tesco and their absolute ridiculous strategies. The other big thing I seen in the news was this. Let me see. I had another article opened here. Where was it? This volcano erupting, lads. What the hell? This like apparently Tonga is like under tsunami warning because an underwater volcano went off. I'm so glad we live in Ireland. This is like, right, Northern Ireland maybe not so much. Well, Ireland as a whole maybe not so much a couple of like decades ago. But now Ireland is one of the safest places based on like natural disasters you could ever live. Like, it wasn't so safe. You know what I'm alluding to. We but back then when our fellas and them fellas were sort of not happy with each other. But now we're pretty safe. And the fact we don't have to worry about like earthquakes, volcanoes erupting, snakes, spiders, proper spiders, not just them wee spiders you get in the house. They're not terrifying, by the way. Like actual poisonous spiders is such an undervalued thing. Like over here, over here, like there's no fear of natural disasters happening. Like I remember whenever I was in Thailand, we were on, I think it was called PPA, and it was literally like two goalposts of a GAA pitch, like the upper parts. That's what the island was, and the crossbar was like the main part everyone stayed in. And apparently, a tsunami went through there one time and just wiped everything in the middle out. And the whole time I was there, I remember there was like tsunami stations, where to go if a tsunami happens, if this alarm goes, what to do. And I was like, holy shit, we don't have to worry about any of this back home. Like even when you go for walks and stuff, like if I decide to go up the moors on my own tomorrow, like I'm not worrying about like bobcats or fucking tiger coming down and get me out of nowhere. Pretty. We're we're so lucky that we have like no actual dangerous. I'm trying to think, is there a dangerous animal in Ireland? I'm pretty sure I heard one time the guy got uh, headbutted by a deer, like impaled by a deer's antler. But I mean, that's pretty unlucky. Like that's probably on one of them like Dumb Ways to Die series. But that got really dark, Sean. I don't know how we ended up down this loophole. Oh yeah, the Tonga tsunami and like tsunami as well. Like yeah, there's nothing over here. Like even if you go swimming, like even if like you're all right, the land's pretty safe, but there must be something dangerous in the water. Like what? I think there's a dolphin in Carlingford. It's like, oh jeez, that's the most terrifying thing we got. Uh, I actually remember when we were on a cruise, me and Ashton went on like one of them boat safari things. There was like, uh, apparently a killer whale once spotted in Dingle, just off Dingle, the coast of Dingle and Kerry. So that's pretty much it. And you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that every day of the week. That was a very weird tangent to end up getting myself into. I'm going to wrap up with some questions that people asked. First question that I actually got asked was, how do I come up with stand-up material? Now, this is an interesting process, and you'll see more about it whenever I release the episode with Johnny Bow. But really, coming up with stand-up is such... I think, I don't know, I'm not like a reader, and I like get in my ways of being like, I'm not reading something or someone telling me how to write and stuff like that, which I definitely should because they know better than me. But I just like, my phone notes are just the weirdest thing ever. Like if someone's saying that, they'd probably arrest me, the things I write in there. because there's things you sometimes find hilarious and are funny, and then there's things you write down, you're like, what the hell was I thinking about this? And then I basically, when it comes down to like sitting down like an evening time, I'll pick an evening, not evening, just when I'm feeling it. Like I think I have to feel funny to write something. Like I'll sit down and be like, I'm in a good mood here. I'm had a good feed night, cup of tea, and just write away. And I'll just write like 5 minute bit or like a 10 minute bit or something like that, and see how it goes. Like sort of say it out loud in my head and figure out how it goes. But yeah, basically just something will happen, or I'll think of something random in my head and be like, that's actually kind of funny. We'll try that, and you basically go from there. I would love to say there's a more complex sort of meaning to it, but it's just sort of, I just write things that I think I would find funny, because if I find it funny, other people might find it funny. So it's not very glamorous, it's not very pretty, and I don't do a schedule. I don't be like, every night 9 o'clock, sit down, write some shit, just do it, get out there on the page, on the paper. I just be like, nah, if not feeling funny, there's no point writing anything, because you're just going through the motions then. At the minute, I've been doing like a 10 minute bit. It's sort of mix match, bit random, no real sort of cohesion to the whole thing. I've tried my best to sort of make it flow one bit into the other, but it's a bit random. I'm trying to get better at like self-deprecating and sort of talking more about myself and things that are funny. I've got a good dick joke at the minute. I like it. That's about my dick, if you were wondering. not somebody else's. That would be incredibly weird. See, this is what I mean when it comes to job interviews. I'm like, so, Sean, just relax and be yourself, and I just rat like some dick joke. You just can't do that in the modern world. You really, really can't. But yeah, that's pretty much how I do it. Just sort of sit down and write, and don't know really what else to say about it. Just think you have something funny to say, go for it. Another question that came in, someone wanted to say, what was my favorite meme / video of the year? And I'm very prepared today. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it, but I'm not much of a meme person. I'm not big into memes, but I do love a good funny video, and I do love a good TikTok. And there's one guy on TikTok that I find very funny, and this video was posted right at the start of 2021. And I wonder if this is going to play loud enough for you to be able to pick it up.
Snowed 4 inches last night. Is that a lot, ladies? Or no? You need like more. That's nothing. That's like no snow. It's average. Is it average? Bachelor.
Basically, I don't know if you pick it up, but it's basically your guy Stay Goofy on TikTok. If you look him up, and it's just like, it snowed 4 inches last night. Is that a lot? No, it's average, right? Don't know why. Just stupid humor. Like, I just love us. And it's a dick joke. We love. That was a very good segue. It's a dick joke. So that would probably be him and the other guy. He goes along a load of other names on TikTok. He does like stupid videos too. I can't remember his name. He like has so many. But he basically did that. Like, his whole bit was like, due to unforeseen circumstances, that last clip cut off. But I was really trying to say was, someone will know what I'm talking about there. They were my two favorite like content creators on like TikTok and short videos last year. As I said, I'm not really a big meme person. I would love to be able to make small videos like that myself, but I don't think I have that type of humor like that. Like, I find it very hard, and then we small bursting clips to do that sort of thing. So who knows? Maybe in the future we'll do something like that. Another question. Probably wrap up on this one because football related. Someone wanted to know what was my thought process on Premier League games being cancelled because of COVID. Look, pretty much see the Arsenal games because I'm an Arsenal fan. Why wouldn't we do it? We're playing Spurs. We just played Liverpool. We had to play with 10 men against Liverpool. Why would you not cancel? Why would you not just sort of take her handy, as I would say? But I just think it's a joke now. Just if you have like these Premier League teams have any amount of players. I think you name 25 in your season, and you're going to have like an under 21s team that they like, teams do call up players from under 21s throughout the season anyway. So I just reckon, like, just get on with it. Like, if Arsenal had no midfielders whatsoever, they still shouldn't be made to play the game. Pull up your under 21s, play Spurs. It doesn't matter. Just at the stage now where you just can't have games called off such last minute. Like, if I was to say I was meant to be going to that North London derby, like, all my money, all my hotel, everything's paid for, and then it gets called off last second. What use is that to me? I think it's really unfair on the fans, especially the travelling ones. I just think it's unfair on the league. Just play your games. There's no excuse for it. But yeah, guys, this has been a relatively successful solo episode, I think. I think I sort of had a bit of everything in it. Have I covered all the stuff I wanted to talk about? Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this. This was actually a lot of fun. Might do more of these in the future. Thanks for all the questions that came in, by the way, because it makes it a lot easier to talk about things whenever you feel like you're talking to someone instead of just yourself in a room. Because I've done these solo podcasts before and they can be tough. But yeah, thanks to everybody so much for listening. I just realised I've had that turned up too high since I played the video. God damn it. Thanks everyone so much for listening. If you've been enjoying the podcast and you're enjoying the new ones coming out, there's also that last episode with Gabriel. Go check it out as well. I'm going to try my best to keep these consistent. As I said, going back into the final 12 weeks of my final year of uni, so we'll see what happens. I'm doing stand-up as well, so I've been kept busy, you know. But yeah, this is going to do it, guys. If you've enjoyed this episode, leave a like, subscribe, leave a rating, 5 stars, anything less, piss off. Don't want to hear about it. And yeah, I'll see you all again, guys, in the next episode. Stay safe, stay humble. Don't know, never done an intro like this before. Good luck.